morning. You are what you search. So let your mind admit that whatever you experience of yourself, whatever you sense, you feel, you know of yourself, is just an expression of what you are. Like this, the mind will be finally at peace about the subject, and that's what every beings want. Any argument about this will give you the impression to be so astray, so far away from your goal, from your ideal. Because the mind is the time and the space. So he gives that impression of near or far. Only the mind's game it is. And all those terms of remembering, forgetting, or of covering or losing, gaining, is really the only way the mind can exist. It is just a passing cloud. Don't fix it. It's impossible to fix passing clouds. They are manifestation of what you are, that you search or that you don't search. You are always what you are, and always it will be absolutely unknown. In that way, it's a kind of, I would say, it's traditional to say so, but I don't have much other words. The mind has to surrender, just struck by the fact that is a manifestation. That's all. And it can rise and disappear only from where all beings are. So it's not an attainment. It is not a discovery, it is not an experience. It's just that the charabia of the mind stops. Or at least he lost its so-called reality. I'm sorry, can I have another tea with some cat in the throat? Thank you. So that's it. Do you want to hear something else? You ask me. With the years of searching, it becomes like so unattainable, so complicated, so impossible. Just forget everything. You never lost yourself. It was just a misunderstanding, misinterpretation. It was a mischief of the mind. I am chief of the miss, says the mind. One could say, I miss the flight, or I miss my friend, I miss my mind, I miss my body. That's harder to say. I miss my healthy body, that's sure. Or still you can say it. It's funny, huh? Anyway, whatever you can miss, it's always I who says so. We really confuse I for an attribute. If you don't say something from yourself, you can maybe bring an inspiring sentence from someone you trust, except me, of course. For example, this great way starts like this. The great way means what you are. It's not difficult for those who do not have preferences. Can you imagine a mind without preferences? Or he tries hard and he fails. So it means the great way is not difficult because it's already there, for those who sees that the preferences is just a manifestation of that. It's just the mind. They don't tell you not to have preferences. It's an utopia. It is impossible. The target is not correct. For those who place themselves, who don't base themselves in the mind. That's hard. And it's up to you. Once you hear this, it's up to you then. But anyway, that you want, don't want, can't, so-called, or can, it's always there. It has not been the will of someone. I never remember further than that, so if someone remembers, nice.
When love and hate are both absent,
Mm-hmm.
it's the next line is when love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. It means the same.
Yeah.
Love and hate, preferences. I prefer love, of course, and hate. Oh, sometimes. It's just a play. It's just a manifestation. So it will not bind anymore once you see that. You are not bound. The manifestation will always appear till you have a breath or a heartbeat, but you may not be bound.
Maybe we could apply this concept also, what you said.
I didn't.
Having and not having preferences, having and not having concepts.
Yeah.
Also, because we often say no concept. But it's not possible to live without concept.
No, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
With this one,
It is the same. It is the same. Nice to bring it. It is the same. But we always understand, oh, no concept, so we have to be like this.
Without
no,
concept.
no, yeah.
It's not possible.
Impossible. The mind would not exist. Then it means you are death.
With or without.
That's why in those traditional great teaching of Chan or Zen, they say no concepts, no concepts. And then again, even that, they say no concept and no concept. To be sure that one doesn't land anywhere. Yeah.
Neti.
And generally, in spirituality, one stops at no concept, no preference, no hate, things like that.
No form.
No form, no name. Yeah, that is spiritual. No illusion.
So it's neti to permanent.
There's a nice saying for me I like from Chongyam Trungpa, the Tibetan, very crazy master. He said, you jump from an airplane and you're falling. So there are good and bad news. Bad news is you don't have a parachute, but the good news is there is no ground. Well,
And there was no jumping. Why should this is exactly, you see, the spiritual concept. It's like, I remember myself, I fell into that trap for quite a few years, even with the best company of my master. One day I was in Britain, and in front of the Atlantic Ocean, wild and beautiful, but it was a cliff. I said, if I don't realize now, I jump, because I have to jump from this cliff. I have to have this kick, or whatever.
Click.
Huh?
Click.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Master says, why do you think you are in a cliff? Because we always base ourselves on the body. So, of course, if there is a body, it's somewhere. And then we have to jump to the unknown. What a story! Hey, wake up! It's enough! Unless you like stories, but you will suffer. You will suffer. He knew there was something to remove, but he went a step too much. Sorry, Chompa. Doesn't matter.
yesterday I heard about someone who attained Jiva Samadhi somewhere in Badrinath.
Somebody was?
Who attained Samadhi, Mahasamadhi, so they left the body.
Uh-huh.
So one way of going is, you don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Other way, like, people do intense sadhana, they also attain. So what do you say about this?
You know, as I say, everything has its place. If you cannot take it, there is absolutely, let's say in this case, no death. There is no body. If you can take it, you have not to do anything. Who dies then? What dies, But if you cannot take it, then of course, rituals are for that, It's first of all, the rituals brings you somewhere more elevated than from where you believe you start. That's why to purify oneself, to do all those things, to believe that there is something superior than what you are, all that brings practices, isn't it? And eventually, if you are successful, you arrive more or less to the goal of that. But then first of all, it's rare to be successful, and if you are, it's possible that you question that. Oh, but still, I feel deeply separated from myself. There is something which is not yet attained. It's because it has not been seen that nothing had to be worked out, because there is nothing real that you can see. So even the I you believe to be just disappears as such, even if it shows up still and all that, but it disappears as reality, because it's just a manifestation of who you are, and that's already there, if the mind is enlightened or not about it. Now, the Mahasamadhi we can always respect, why not, in this manifestation, and have rituals. It helps on, even if you don't believe in, there is no harm to do it with others. We are all in Mahasamadhi already, Yes, in fact, Mahasamadhi meaning what? I don't know.
Self.
If the self is not understood as something, yes.
Complete extinction.
Complete extinction.
Nirvana.
Good. Who says, Antonio?
Yeah. Antonio, I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Complete extinction. Yes, but you see, it's perfect. But you see the danger of expression. Because now we say, okay, then it means we have to have this experience of complete extension. Then only I attain Mahasamadhi. When it is a story, it is a story. If you believe in something appearing, you believe that the truth will be when it disappears. These are all experiences of someone. You see, but at the same time, it's perfect to say so. But don't try to attain full extension. You are already perfectly unknown. It's not known, you don't know. It's only your beliefs which go away or disappear, then you say, oh, it went away, or it appears. That's why you see, when you have a glimpse, often it is misunderstood for the disappearing of my I, even if that experience is there. But then you take the experience for it. No, I hope that one day when it happens to you, you will simply stay so quiet that you will not even take that for it. Otherwise, this creates again a platform of the manifested I. Disappearance, it will appear again sometime. Don't worry. Yes, yes. One has to hear that. Yeah, very nice.
So somebody told me some years back, it's not the words which are important, but from where they are coming
Yeah.
from. So if we say self or this or that,
No,
not the
it's
word,
okay.
it's from where
Then
they're
what
coming
I'm telling, that's what I say, you see. Self is perfect as it is expressed, but don't take it for a concept.
from. It's not the word.
No, never. Any word will be mistaken if you hear it with the mind. If you hear it as a seeker, if you hear it as a finder. And yet, in satsang, there are words. That's what it is said. Go to the direction of the word. Don't stick to the finger. Go to the direction of the finger.
But it is directionless. It's a direction, but without direction. That's what is.
Then satsang is about that. Huh? To always tell that don't go anywhere. Otherwise you will attain something which is fake. So we have to remove the so-called root. What?
No, it just sounds funny. Attain something that is fake.
Okay.
Ganga,
Where are you? Yes.
I don't understand. Extinction of what?
Understood.
Very good. You don't need to understand, otherwise you will extinguish whatever you knew before. Keep quiet. All this language is for the sake of teaching. If one cannot trust, this mind is not trustable, you have to go the wrong way. Instead of going out, you bring it to the source. But to the source, if one is lucky, will say, oh shit, I'm still in a source, what's going on? I do my best and it doesn't work, and nya. Of course, because it's still a play in the mind. In the end, you keep quiet. There is no source, there is nothing. No extension, no nothing. Real. Next. Don't be afraid to remove the power of words, you see. Even those words, freedom, enlightenment, because of bondage and ignorance, and you believe in those things. They are words. Don't give them more value than that. It's a passing cloud, passing thought. Free yourself from the bondage of the power of words.
like it what you say, where do you place yourself, because then that is have not so much impact at birth, or not for me. I like that.
Good. Good. And also there is nothing wrong to place oneself, but know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I speak of my body, or I speak of my feelings, or, you know.
One of the concepts that seems very prevalent also is this self. Self alone is real. That we must realize the self and all this.
But
As
you
I look-
need a golden carrot when
Yes.
you search, you know. You need a golden carrot because generally it's very rare that someone will click. No, there is no carrot at all. There was never a carrot. It's part of the manifestation. It's very rare to take it at once. So there is a golden carrot. Yeah, self. But we are no donkeys, even golden
Yes.
donkeys. Yeah.
Golden donkeys.
Well, there are few on this planet, golden donkeys.
Donkey cheek.
And yet also, you know, it will not be true to simply say in words, a self doesn't exist. I think we just don't hook at anything. Even this denial of self, we don't hook at that, you know, because it will not be so. We will never know what it is, but we can surely know what it is not.
But it's not something else. That's why the word self is broad, because it's not something else. It's to cut that tendency. of
Yeah, but
something
you know,
else.
I heard not long ago somebody who spoke myself, but as a psychological self.
Yeah,
So
that's wrong.
it's a difficult word sometimes.
But it's a self without second. It's point to that.
We all agree. That's how it's unconceivable, yes. The thing is, because we are in that now, someone always think I will reach, attain, or realize the unconceivable. But you see, this is fake. It will be an experience, a state, which will not last, except if you make extreme lies or efforts. When it is said unconceivable, it's because there is absolutely no one, there is not a second, there is no one there to claim at anything. So, all one can say.
You know, this saying unconceivable is just another concept.
Which one?
The unconceivable.
It can be.
Yeah.
At the same time, as I said, I am not ashamed to express it, but in the way I express, you know.
No, your expression is
But-
fine.
But sure,
I just many people hold in the mind, unconceivable. How can I be unconceivable?
but don't
It's a
mock
concept.
yourself. Have been years in
Of
that,
course.
and the seekers. That's how they have fire to finally realize something else, and this worldly matters and all that. You see, but it's true that at some point that concept itself drops its value. Sure. Otherwise, you make a something, again a something. The absolute, the inconceivable, the silence, oh la la, this word of silence is something, and so on, yes. And I am not mocking. I just, for those who know these experiences, point out, don't land there also. Not so. I'm not mocking.
Ganga, so what do you mean when you say, where do you place yourself? Because I can't place myself.
So don't worry then. I mean, why you go in your mind again?
When I hear words, I try to.
You are not sure that you have not to do anything anymore? I left you in this way last time, if I remember well.
Mm.
You go back to your mind.
I do. I keep.
So, but it's the mind.
It's like a doubt that comes and.
And the doubt has a power. You trust the mind. Hmm?
It's not trustworthy, but it keeps happening.
It's the same. You know, something is happening. If it doesn't matter at all, you don't even acknowledge so much. You acknowledge because there is some attraction there, in the sense of there is a belief there. You cannot trust your mind.
No.
It will speak endlessly. Unless you have not known that you are not the mind.
Maybe I haven't.
You see. So, I tell you, don't trust the mind. And no compromise, not even a single thought. Trust it as reality. Don't trust. Because even this thought, imagine, I am free. It can come, listen that, it can come spontaneously, nothing wrong with that. But if you repeat it, it becomes a concept. It's a thought you fix. Then what? You will be fucked. Don't trust a single thought. Unless they rise spontaneously and they go away spontaneously and nothing happened.
When there's no, it seems when there's no referring or relying on a concept, then experience also is very.
It's just an
So-
experience.
It's completely no substance.
Yeah. But you see, at the same time, you are not able to say that every time.
No.
In your body and mind, sometimes you will be totally identified and know that it doesn't matter too. It's an experience. Non-identification and identification are experiences.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Outrageously,
And-
yes.
Personal and impersonal are just experience.
Of course,
Yes, yeah.
of course. I, as a big garderobe, you know garderobe?
A big.
Garderobe.
Oh,
Garderobe.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah, some are worldly, colorful and all, and some are, impersonal, transparent, and absolute. Still, it's in the garderobe.
Yeah, I don't exist.
Come on. And as I say, it's possible to you cannot, this body mind cannot contain maybe the sudden click or whatever. Oh, I'm free. I really, in fact, I don't exist. And it's spontaneous. But there will be nobody there to start to claim and to tell and to remind oneself I don't exist while he's eating a good croissant and so on. I tell you, no, it's true. It's true. So nothing which is uttered has to be hooked. Nothing. Because you don't attain anything. You finally remain wherever it is. Then only you understand there is no way, no need to remember, to be disidentified, to remain in some absolute state. Even though they may still appear to you, but it will be like it appears. You know, I always say about myself, and I say that not to speak of myself, but it was a good example. When I see photos of myself when I was with Papaji, I looked much more ecstatic, blissful, realized that I am now. No, really, because I was in a fantastic state. Now I'm so happy. It's a pity maybe, but I'm so happy to be truly whatever, but not into a state.
No need of ecstasy.
Well, it will come probably. Depends on the character. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Welcome also, no? But well gone. You know. It's like that. The real nectar, if you want to speak with images, doesn't rely on any cup.
Is that itself?
I think it was understood.
There's a quote I liked,
Yeah.
which worked for me the last year, and it's something like the hardest or longest journey, I'm not sure, is the 30 centimeters from the head to the heart.
Have you seen also that it was a thought to think you were in the head? Never you were in the head. all those stories of disappearance, not having the sense of I anymore, the shifts are part of the stories of search. So, wherever you are left, you are left. You cannot do anything about that, but know that all these stories, you can let them pass. It never happened as reality. It's passing. It's a movie. It was a movie. That's all. Even those disappearance, no sense of I, whatever of that direction, the source, all this is part of the story. Be freed from the story, as you always have been.
Ganga, does it make any difference if I believe that I am realized or not realized? It's the same.
I fear that if you say I don't realize, then you will start to search. If you don't search,
but it just
If
seems
you-
like it's the same
if
thing.
you don't, they are thoughts.
Yeah.
They are thoughts. Clear? They are thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. Yes, please.
And for those that go through life without even questioning, like
Yeah.
not ever
Yeah.
realization, no
Yeah.
realization, I, self.
You speak of 90% of the humankind, I guess.
What is it?
Yeah.
Is it the way? Is not the way? What is
Yeah.
it for them?
Yeah.
Or it's just
It's just.
once you ask, you can't go back. So
Yeah, that's right. It's really like a worm in the apple.
mm.
In the Diamond Sutra, there is a very nice quote from Diamond Sutra, my favorite.
Tell me, I love
It
Diamond
said,
Sutra.
Bodhisattvas should not be liberated, they have to promise
Yeah, I know.
to not be liberated
Yeah.
until they reach nirvana. But when they, because they have to save all others before
Yeah.
to be liberated.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they reach nirvana, all bodhisattvas are liberated because there was never anybody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I.
But how can they save anyone if they're not?
Huh?
How can they
Well,
help anyone?
well,
No, because you realize that there is nobody else. You want to save the world. You cannot be free before you save the world.
Or the other way.
Anyway, I like it. It's enough.
It's good.
But Ganga, about that, I'm curious. Why? Do you have any idea why, say, in Tibetan tradition, even in Dzogchen, which is absolute non-dual, they still talk about cultivating bodhicitta, this loving kindness.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Except that it becomes a religion or a philosophy, then you can understand. But if it's not becoming anything, I don't know why it is like that. Don't ask me.
Yeah, I was just curious. They talk about it like it's some benefit to everybody else and it helps one get realized. But then if you look at the absolute...
It's a teaching.
Yes, it's a teaching. So, yeah.
After all, there is no harm to be more kind. But it's a teaching.
Yeah.
All religion will teach. Give your other cheek. If you slap one, you give the other, so that, kindness, loving everybody, loving your neighbor. It's a teaching, religious teaching. Nothing wrong with it. But some people don't even want to be bound by a teaching, which is the case of those who come to Satsang. That's all. I don't say one is better than another. I don't care. But I cannot go into that line, into that direction, because I don't believe in it. Humanly, I may believe, but I mean as a about what you are, it doesn't count. Happily, there are religions in this world. Imagine, it's already a fact. So, even with religions, and religions they fight also. Anyway,
It's practical tools, like being more present, so it makes life more comfortable, that's all.
life, yeah.
The daily life. It's just tools to be more present,
Yeah, it's
or
more.
to be more loving.
Anyway, it's yeah. It gives some qualities
Yeah.
sometimes. Ay, ay, ay. Imagine, freedom is being able without pride not to follow anything.
Amen.
If it if it doesn't belong to Israeli language, yes.
Israeli?
Amen is Israeli.
No, I said amazing.
I heard amen.
It's better.
It could
No
have
religion.
been.
Amen.
It could have been. It's good sometimes to have a twisted. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
I just about this thing. I'm just curious. When they talk about being so kind and loving to everybody, it's putting the cart before the horse. Because, I think Papaji and Ramana pointed out, when the self is realized, this happens automatically. There's
Automatically. Yes. A human being will be perfect automatically because he's free. Like this, my dear. No. No. And if it is so, he's born with those qualities already, as a saintly something. No. Bullshit. Oh. Now I lost my...
So I guess you don't agree with that.
Where is that?
It's there.
Okay, thank you. I don't mean they don't. Everyone has his qualities. No, but please, this is, you see, the remaining of some religious beliefs. Because the human is so miserable that he needs to be a bit better and so on. But we, in Satsang, we are not to perfect the human being, which is perfect in itself. It's a manifestation of who you are, where there is no you, of course, and I. It's already done. The game is already done. Why to acquire more of this or that, or remove this and that? It's done already.
I'm very happy that he mentioned this because I talked to a friend the other day.
Yeah.
And we shared, and he told me that, because he follows Ramana, he told me,
sure.
but Ramana said, all the beautiful qualities happens automatically, and he's believing this and still waiting. I'm like, oh my God.
But I don't say the contrary too. I mean, who cares? There may be something will appear, but they are qualities, and you cannot rely on qualities. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It is in the manifestation. It's very nice to be kinder and so on, but we speak here about realizing what you already are, and the rest. Who knows even how one behaves?
So, but when the I and mind is fully identified, you can say don't listen to the mind. It's not possible when I is fully identified. So there is some techniques to help this to come out. This is glue. So this to be kind and to be. This is to help to be a little bit aware. I've been talking to people for a long time, and it's not possible because it's so identified. So you cannot say to the mind, don't listen to the mind. You say, don't listen to the mind, but it cannot be heard because it's one, I and mind. So for me, these things are like preparation for preparation to.
Yeah, the religion is a preparation to have some thought out of the materiality, out of the objectified world, and everything has its place.
Yeah.
And we cannot put down anything. Everything is perfectly as it appears. And one will go where his demand fits, or the response fits his demand, rather. That's all. I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong to be religious, not religious, whatever. It depends on what you really want before dying. What do I want to fulfill? According to that, you follow something, and somebody else has absolutely no right to judge. That's all. Isn't it? And as I say, happily in this world it exists, those religion and all those good people and all that. Of course. But we are here because we question. We question, and that is not willingly. Suddenly, this birth makes us question. Who am I, in fact? What is reality? What is this fake? The religion teach this, and they do the contrary. What is all these lies and this and that? Then Satsang may be a good place to have some directions. Don't go anywhere. Don't place yourself anywhere.
But Papaji could sometimes say to someone, meditate all the time. Never not meditate, but he could also say what you say.
Because it's not a teaching.
Yeah, but according to the need, he could say meditate
Yeah.
as much as he can.
Free. It was free to say anything. Ramana also.
Yes?
But normally all the great teachers, they understood, no? I mean, they see things as they are and they just react. They don't follow a teaching. They just react according to the one who is in front.
Then we read and create concepts out of it.
Please?
Then we read this and we create concepts.
Yeah, sure. That's why it's very important to have a life alive or satsang alive or whatever word. Very important. Yes. A last persistent thought.
Yes, Ganga cannot contain just persistent gratitude.
It's not a thought. Me too. I mean, if you just little stop and consider your life, you say, oh my God, how lucky I was, or I am.
You're more than lucky, man.
Because you are magnificent. It's magnificently lucky.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's an emotion or a state or what, but ultimately there can only be gratitude. At least that's my view.
Yeah, but if somebody doesn't feel gratitude, what he will feel then?
Whatever he wants.
One speaks for himself.
Hmm?
One speaks for himself.
Yes.
Yes. Of course it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Direct feeling. From a story which ended. It has no object, so it doesn't bind. Thank you.